Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on, I was going to say The Flash, but it's just the Arrowverse as a whole, some crossover stuff. So it has been a while, like a long while, since we had any crossover action within the Arrowverse, or if I want to say something a bit taboo, the CW verse. Yeah, don't shoot me for that. But anyway, but that's just due to what's going on in the world at the moment. With there, of course, being a special like 5 episode event thing at the start of the Flash season 8 that will sort of fill that void to a certain degree without a crossover. But of course, the last time we even had some crossover action was at the beginning of last year, like 18 months ago, with the conclusion of Crisis on Infinite Earths, which of course started in December of the previous year, which was just so long ago. But at the same time, it doesn't feel like it was that long ago. Like, I still remember watching it live, tweeting out during the episodes, putting my videos up. I still remember that stuff. Good times. It feels like it was ages ago, but not that long ago at the same time. A bit weird. But one thing that we knew even before the Crisis crossover even aired was that there were things that they wanted to do in the crossover that were either scrapped due to budgetary reasons, which was only like two things, I think. But for the most part, it came down to timing and scheduling and just not being able to fit things in. Whether that was due to a lack of time in the episode or a certain actor wasn't available at the right time to do something for the crossover. But we now have a clear idea of what was scrapped early on in the crossover, as Mark Guggenheim, who sort of like he was like the showrunner for the crossover, and he posted some details from the initial planning for the first episode of the crossover. So I thought it'd be interesting if we would go over it and talk about what, didn't happen and stuff that sort of happened but was changed at the same time as well. But of course, throughout the video, let me know your various thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below about all this. And also let me know which of these things that didn't make it to the crossover would you have liked to have actually happened and been in the crossover. I'm very curious to see what you guys would think. And yeah, just let me know. And of course, if you're going to enjoy the video and you found this interesting, why not drop a like on it too? Show your support. So to start off, we have the opening cameos while like the various Earths across the multiverse are being destroyed. I'm sure we all remember that. And these are the ones that are actually noted down they wanted to include. So we had Doom Patrol, Titans, Stargirl, Swamp Thing, Black Lightning, Krypton, and finally Gotham. Now, of course, we did get to see Titans in that opening portion, with Doom Patrol, Stargirl, and Swamp Thing also appearing in the final part, along with Titans, after the new multiverse had been formed. We all saw that. But with Black Lightning, they actually used that scene of their Earth being destroyed in the Black Lightning episode before he appeared. It's how they sort of connected the two. But with Krypton, Cameron Cuff, I think is his name, who played the lead character on that show, he was actually set to make a cameo appearance in Crisis. He was actually in talks, but wasn't able to schedule it, or wasn't able to do it due to scheduling conflicts. Now, obviously, that show was set in the past, saying that he played Superman's grandfather, but from memory, there was talk of him being, I think it was a hologram on Argo, and he would be giving like a warning message or some type of message, and he'd be like a hologram that shows up. It was something along those lines. Those were the plans for his cameo, because it probably wouldn't have made sense for him just to appear in a physical thing with like his thing being like his world being destroyed, because in present day Krypton would have been dead, if that makes sense. Yeah, so it was going to be like some hologram archive sort of thing from memory. Now, that would have been really cool to see. And with Gotham, though it would have been cool to have that included, we did get the 1966 and 1989 Batman worlds included in the opening destruction sequence. So though we didn't get Gotham, they sort of made up for it twofold with those two cameo world things. Now, the next deleted scene is one that was actually filmed. So this is one that was filmed, and to even put a cherry on top or add salt to the wound, whichever way you want to look at it, it was actually even included in promo material. So this one that they thought was going to be used in the episode, but later was either removed for time or because another scene served as a better introduction, is a scene involving Pariah, who of course was Wells, but Nash Wells became Pariah. And that was because he released the Anti-Monitor. Now, he first appears in the Crisis crossover at the end of episode 1, after Oliver Queen's body is brought back to Earth 1, and then he dies, and Pariah shows up alongside the Monitor. Now, originally, we were set to first see Pariah in the crossover when Argo is destroyed. So that's the fraction or segment of Krypton in space that had Kara's mother was there, and also Lois and Clark were there at the same time. and Baby John. So he first appears there and he has to watch all the residents of Argo be wiped out by the antimatter waves. He has to see them all die. Now, I am surprised they actually did remove this, not only because it was actually in the promo material, so they sort of teased it, but this is what Pariah had to go through in the comics. He had to watch Earth after Earth throughout the multiverse get wiped out by the antimatter wave, almost as like a form of punishment. So it would have been cool in regards to a comic reference sort of thing to include this. And another Pariah scene that was actually removed was that this wasn't filmed from what I know. I think it was just in the plans. But one scene that was removed, another scene that was removed with Pariah is that he was meant to show up at the DEO when all the heroes arrive there, thanks to Harbinger picking them up, and he tells them that like this universe is doomed. So that's another scene that was either maybe filmed and cut or just not used at all. Now, next up has to do with Baby John, aka Clark and Lois' son, who now is older and joined by a twin brother named Jordan on Superman and Lois. Bit confusing, timey-wimey stuff, but anyway. Nearing Crisis, I'm sure you remember his pod gets lost after Clark and Lois send him away from Argo thinking that they're about to die from the antimatter wave, even though they are saved by Harbinger soon after at the last minute. Now, as we know, he ends up landing on an Earth resembling Star City 2040 with an older Oliver Queen, but that wasn't even in the original plans for this pod. Like, Oliver Queen in general wasn't attached to it, with two other outcomes being there. The first being that Baby John would land in alternate Earth's Kansas, whether that is Smallville or just the area of Kansas as a whole. Maybe this would have been used to age him up potentially for Superman and Lois, because I think at this point Superman and Lois was in the works already, so they would have known what they were going to do with that show roughly. So maybe they would have used him landing in this other Kansas to age him up or something, not too sure. But the other option actually had Baby John's pod landing in an Earth resembling Star City 2040 like we got with Oliver Queen. However, it would have been an older Diggle, not Oliver. Now, I was happy to see Old Man Oliver again in Crisis, because we obviously got to meet him in Legends. However, it would have been cool to see what an older Diggle would have been up to and what he would look like and everything like that. I think that would have been cool as well. Now, another change actually involved the team up for Crisis, or at least how it was arranged and brought together. With this change being that Mick Rory, aka Heatwave, was supposed to come along with Ray and Sarah when Harbinger collects them towards the beginning of Crisis, but as we know, the group ends up finding the Mick Rory that's used in the earlier episodes on another Wave Rider with Leonard Snart as the Gideon of that ship, so they changed it up a bit there. And finally, the last change, which I'm interested if it would have even mattered much, like once Crisis ended, was that in part 1 of Crisis, the citizens of Earth-38, or at least the ones from National City where Supergirl resides, were taken to Earth-1. That's what we saw. However, originally, they were going to be taken to the Phantom Zone with Martian Manhunter and Alex Danvers. Now, would the Phantom Zone be destroyed by the antimatter as well? I'm not sure. So maybe those people would have been safe and not wiped out by the antimatter, but they also would have been in the Phantom Zone, which is a bit of a sucky place to be. So maybe it would have been better getting wiped by the antimatter. Like, I guess it's probably a personal choice, I guess, but I don't know. Maybe just getting wiped out would have been easier. I don't know. Maybe I'm being a bit too judgmental there of the Phantom Zone. Maybe this was a different Phantom Zone. Maybe it's like a resort, a pool, a bar, tiki dances at night. I'm not too sure, but yeah, probably a flip of the coin for me in regards to that decision making. I don't know. Where would you rather go? Phantom Zone or just bye-bye? By antimatter. Let me know. But yeah, those are the changes that we could at least read from what Mark Guggenheim posted on Twitter. I will put that tweet in the description down below if you want to go check it out and you haven't seen it yet. It would be cool if he did post maybe another episode's original plans, but from what we can tell, these were left up for some reason for over a year in one of the workrooms, since they were like originally written up and it was just like no one touched them. So that might be a tall ask to get those other episodes, as they might have been wiped out or wiped off the board already, just like how the antimatter would have wiped out the multiverse. So yeah, we'll wait and see. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show support. Let me know in the comment section down below, as I said earlier on, which of these things would you have liked to seen actually in the crossover? My pick, it's probably between that opening Pariah scene we actually has to watch Argo, or the Diggle stuff. I think seeing Old Man Diggle would have been cool. Even though it was cool to see Old Man Oliver again. Why not both of them? Why not both? That meme. We'll chuck that meme in there. That would have been cool to see that happen. But yeah, let me know what you would have liked to have seen. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and I will catch you guys later. Goodbye.